all here. Good. Just 1 second. Glimmer!
So Glimmer shows up after having everyone wait in the meeting room, only to pop in to confirm they're there, then leaves to grab Mermista. I think it's a touch of chaos meant to portray that Glimmer is not exactly taking her new role as queen in stride.
On a mission to retrieve Mara's ship from the Crimson Waste. Bo will repair it, and then we'll have a spaceship!
And I get the feeling that she just warped into a room, grabbed the first person she saw, because...
Glimmer, the Crimson Waste is a desert? Doesn't Mermista need, like, water to use her powers?
Yeah, she clearly didn't put much thought into that choice, which is odd because her plan is sound. Grab that aircraft to get better tech. Sounds good. Although the getting it to fly part is iffy, as gangs in the Crimson Waste stripped the thing near bare last time we saw. That's not exactly the hallmarks of a good leader, which is weird because she is a good leader. She then grabs Perfuma?
What a wonderful... Achoo!
Is that supposed to be like snow? Why would Glimmer teleport Perfuma to the snow?
Sorry, I may have gotten a little lost on the way.
Define lost.
The waste has tons of plants which you can use to bring the ship back.
They're going to a desert. A sheer lack of plant life is one of its hallmarks. Also, Huntara is back for rather obvious reasons. Good to have the guy when Glimmer has important stuff to do as queen.
I'm sending you all on the mission while I stay back and do important queen duties.
So we're back in the waste, and I don't see a single water bottle between them. I hope they at least brought sunscreen.
So, this is like your kingdom.
I'm not a princess.
That's not what you were saying back in season 3.
Me too. I'm the princess of the Crimson Waste. Can you tell?
It must be nice to be home. Do you miss it?
I left, now I'm back. No need to make a big thing out of it.
Yeah, the naturalist hippie Perfuma doesn't mesh well with the war-bred survivalist Huntara. Who would have thought?
You, make flowers?
I control all plants.
Not too well in the desert apparently, as she struggles to manipulate a single cactus, getting covered with sticky green goo and being dismissed by Huntara.
If we run into trouble, our girl over there gonna be able to handle herself?
Oh yeah, she's a demon in battle.
You damn right she is. It was such a juxtaposition with what we saw of her personality and design back in episode 4.
Plus, I got this.
A bracelet?
No.
Yeah, it's better than when Adora was just putting it on her back with no sheep or even rope to hold it there.
I think all this time with the princesses has made you soft.
I think that's a good thing considering Adora can't even relax nor sleep in a bed that isn't made of cement.
Soft.
Adora needs to move away from the horde stuff because they taught her things just to make her an effective child soldier.
Are you serious? I'm as tough as ever. I bet I can beat you to the ship.
Never gonna happen.
But hey, a friendly competition between these two is okay. Adora's learning to have fun in her own way as the two-legged ahead of Bo, and still goop-covered Perfuma is fine.
Here, let me help.
Okay, there's trick areas for every situation, and there's just a waste of quiver space.
Why would you have an arrow for this? It just seems like there are easier ways.
Like in a canteen that you can also sip from because you're in a desert.
Your intention was kind. Thank you.
Want to talk about it?
And hey, these two get an interaction for once.
I'm really trying to be zen about this, but if I'm being honest, and I always try.
And it's quite alright, all things considered. Especially seeing as how these two haven't interacted much on screen, even at Princess Prom.
I just don't get cacti. They're so rough and unfriendly.
It starts off with Bo just being his usual helpful self, and Perfuma just letting out some grievances.
Maybe if you give Cacti a chance, she's a really great friend.
Huh?
One would think after the interaction between her and Huntara that there would be some meshing of opposing attitudes and outlooks, but no, Perfuma is being literal on the cactus thing.
They're the one plant I can't control or keep alive, and everyone says they're so easy, but...
So is there a reason why Perfuma has trouble with cactus other than the show needing a reason to handicap one of its heavy hitters for tension's sake? Because the only other reason why she's here is because they plan on using her plants to move the ship.
That may not matter.
Well, that's unfortunate. Now the Horde's got the ship, and they get a little call from Glimmer.
How's the mission? Got the ship yet?
I like how they took Glimmer's absence because she's queen to give it some focus, because she would be used to being on the ground with everyone else. Having to manage a kingdom now is important, but likely going to be boring to someone who's advocated for action and taken a lot of it during the war, but is now regulated to just meetings. What's up with showing characters licking the ground to tell who they're tracking?
Rubber. Mechanical. You may be right. It was the Horde.
It's so weird and nonsensical, it has essentially become a cliche everyone uses. But where and why did this start in media?
Definitely getting rubber.
Dora, please. There's friendly competition, but this is taking things a step too far.
We could also, just follow these.
Yes, thank you, Bo. Voice of rational thought as always.
The Valley of the Lost.
Despite the name, it's really just a seedy settlement where Huntara calls home. And for a place said to be hostile to outsiders, there's a surprising amount of Horde soldiers just walking, standing, and enforcing their will around here like it's no problem. When you think any symbol of authority and central governance would be severely frowned upon in a place where everyone values independence.
How are we supposed to find anything in there?
This has been my gang's base since I arrived here. Nothing can hide from me.
Did Huntara forget members of her gang joined the Horde? That's probably why the Horde knows of this place. This person looks familiar somehow, but I'm just having trouble thinking back to where, though. Yes, this is where I was talking about. Catra's new posse are here for obvious reasons. But Perfume and Adore insist they can't just start a brawl with Horde members and tip them off to the fact they're here just yet. Although I guess it doesn't matter because for some reason some soldiers come chasing. Are they after them or someone else? I don't know. It feels too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence.
And we still don't know where the ship is.
I know who can help.
Catra, on the other hand, is... Well, why did she bring the ship to here instead of the Fright Zone?
Careful! We need this junk intact so Hordak can make new weapons.
Yeah, but how come you didn't just take it back to the Fright Zone? Also, remember, Mara's ship was mostly picked clean by the denizens of the Crimson Waste, plus Catra's new gang when they took control of it back in Season 3. How is there anything still left to loot from the ship besides the vessel itself?
This isn't what I want to be happening right now. Okay, sorry.
And Catra here has finally evolved from being barely able to coordinate anything to doing so with casual disinterest. She has become a lot better at her job.
That was fast.
What, did you miss me already?
Just don't drop anything else.
I would also like to point out while talking with Scorpia.
Nah, these guys look like they've got it covered. I'd rather hang out in here with you.
That she's instantly able to tell something's off about this person.
What is going on?
Again, I am just...
Like Scorpia and Catra have spent a lot of time together, mostly begrudging for the latter, but Catra has picked up and learned enough about Scorpia and who she is personality-wise to instantly tell this isn't her, even if she's unaware about the shape-shifting double trouble. I think that's worth pointing out to show that these two were getting close before Catra shut it down because of her thirst for revenge.
This is a thing that I'm seeing. Are you also seeing two of me? Oh, I have a twin!
They just never stop making Scorpia into this adorable baby girl of ours.
Always felt this emptiness inside and like there was someone who would just understand. Oh, this is making so much sense to me.
I wonder if that's for some gut-punching reason later on.
Ugh, who am I kidding? Hordak probably cloned me. I signed a lot of paperwork at some point.
Oh, Scorpia.
Who are you, and what exactly are you trying to pull?
What are you doing? You can't trust anyone in the Crimson Waste.
Just remember that because it seems like Huntara doesn't remember as they enter the home of her old friend.
Where's the rest of the gang?
Hiding. The waste has been infested with Horde scum since you left.
So are there any people within this valley gonna do anything about that?
Can't turn without running into them, interfering with business.
Okay, so we have confirmation the Horde's disrupting their livelihoods, so it makes even less sense for why people aren't severely resisting the Horde moving in here.
I need your help. We're looking for a ship.
And I got just the thing to help.
Yeah, she betrays them.
Now before I do this, I need you to remember one thing. This is the Crimson Waste. Trust no one.
Because in a den of murderers and thieves, this shouldn't have gone unexpected.
I've got the rebel intruders!
You sold us out!
But why do the Horde that is occupying and ruining your secluded lifestyle? Why do these two have pipes? They're in the Horde now. Shouldn't they have access to shock batons?
Perfuma, Cactus, block off this alley so they can't surround us.
Yeah, she can't do that and they have to get out of there. How come they didn't bring Frosta? Mermista needs water and Perfuma needs a lot of plants. Both are in short supply in the desert, but from what I can tell, Frosta can just summon ice at will. Ice also has very little friction, so I'm sure she could have been useful in moving the ship. With them hiding back in an alley, it's time to get back to this.
Pleasure to meet you. The name's Double Trouble, and I'm about to become your new best friend.
I kinda wish they did something to make DT a bit more distinct when talking. I get they're a shapeshifter, that's their whole gimmick, but I personally would have liked if they continued to do something to help distinguish when DT is there. They're clearly able to do that at times, as we'll see later, but it flip-flops between you can tell with the tone and even attitude to it's just the same voice actor as the character.
I'm done with best friends.
Wasn't DT's hands crossed behind their back? How did Catra cuff them? Besides that, this character introduction is great, as all of them are. In this scene, and the one before, I can tell Double Trouble is overconfident, smug.
All I want from you for you to stop being me.
Oh, sorry. I plain forgot.
Shamelessly full of themselves and their skill.
Sometimes I just get so lost in my character.
Dramatic.
Ta-da! Thank you, thank you.
Also grandiose.
Ugh, change? I prefer transform.
And most certainly crafty.
I have a knack for getting out of tight spots.
Love the energy they bring to the villain's table. It's like with Entrapticon, they decided they needed someone else to bring some vibrant energy to the play now. And this is what I love about this show. I'm able to tell so much about this character just from this minor interaction with Catra, where they are essentially just giving a business pitch.
Rebels, in the valley.
And our resident cat knows exactly how to gauge how effective this merc really is.
Perfuma, what happened back there?
I hate cacti!
Where are they going with this?
I love and honor all things except cacti!
It's filled with killers and thieves, and I wish that was where Perfuma's grievances were geared towards, because the waste is the place that wouldn't mesh well with her outlook and personality, yet it's all aimed at cactuses?
Did you seriously hang up on me?
Then we have Glimmer here, who is apparently ecstatic about the fact they're in a pickle.
This is so cool. A dire situation, odds against us.
Then she teleports away from the kingdom. I doubt telling anyone where she's going. Glimmer has a lot more responsibilities now that she's queen, and is pushing that aside for the sake of getting stuck in and involved. She needs to be taking this more seriously than she is.
We can't wait for Glimmer. The Horde's probably going to take the ship back to the Fright Zone.
Probably. The fact that they put it down there tells me you've got plenty of time. Seriously, can someone explain to me why Catra brought the ship here and not just to the Fright Zone? It makes no logical sense for her to do that, and this feels like the writers needed Catra to end up in this valley to meet DT, but couldn't think of any good way to do it.
I think I know how to find it. We'll use this.
Yeah, the badges have trackers in it, and Bo can use that to figure out where the rest are. That checks out. I really don't care for this scene. It's Perfuma being sad about being unable to use cactuses, and everyone's attempt to reassure her doesn't really work, because her issues isn't with her skill overall, just in this one specific situation in the desert. And then Huntara tries, and it doesn't make sense with her, because Huntara's only ever seen Perfuma fail to do anything. And Huntara puts a hand on Perfuma's shoulder and later offers her hand to get up. And I just get this sense that the writers think this moment is more impactful than it actually is. And when it comes down to it, Perfuma doesn't even use the cactuses to lift Mara's ship out of the canyon. She uses the roots. So she's not really growing her skill set or learning much of anything from this experience, other than roots of cactuses are great. The remaining fourth of this episode is their attack on the Horde soldiers, and it's mostly a one-sided beat-up and duel between Catra and Adora.
Hey! Careful with the goods.
It was actually Double Trouble, and this is what I meant when I said the tone of voice to IDDT. Sometimes there's this tiny thing about the way they speak that hints to who this really is, but it's not always there. Double Trouble does move and fight like Catra, and I genuinely didn't realize this wasn't Kitty Cat until the reveal at the end. Oh, and when Adora pins them to the wall.
I got something more important to do. It was fun distracting you, though.
Because Adora thinks this is Catra, this line is seriously geared towards kicking her off. Love that Adora is being a little savage back towards her, and it also shows that the relationship has changed. She's done holding back and trying to help Catra. She's lost her sympathy for the girl completely, and they're just enemies at this point.
How did she get out of that?
And there's your second hint for this being DT. Yeah, they got the ship out and won, as if that was ever any doubt at this point.
Sorry I doubted you.
It's all right. We were all on a journey of personal growth today.
What the hell are you even on about? Oh, forget it. Glimmer shows up and is disappointed for aforementioned reasons. Let's move on to DT and Catra.
Queen Glimmer, I need to stay and take the waste back for the rebellion.
Take it back from who? The Horde? Are they really taking it over? For what reason? It's a desert. I don't get this line because it seems like the Horde was only here for Mara's ship, and that's gonna be gone pretty soon.
Wow! Bravo! Yes!
Oh, stop.
They still lost the ship, though. I thought I should just mention that.
Did you really like my audition?
This was a pretty good way for Catra to get a feel on who DT is, their skill set, and if they could really fool everyone with little prep time and have the skill to fight in the same style as someone else.
I grew up with Adora, and you fooled her.
I love that genuine gasp of air from DT. They're like, yes, I got the part. So now Catra's got a shapeshifter the rebellion doesn't even know exists.
This is gonna be fun.
So that was episode 2 for season 4 of Overanalyzing She-ra. If you like this video and want to see more, then hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button, then bell to get notifications about the next episode. I try to update this series every Thursday, so please share with other fans, and also check out my channel for my video essays, music analysis, and complex character series. You might find them enjoyable as well.